Hey guys, can you hear me?
We hear you. Thanks, Jerry.
Okay, I can hear you now. Thank you.
The lesser half of Alicia, who's with the Arts Commission.
I am Alicia Sheberl, and my daughter is under the table here. If you see me messing around and doing stuff, I'm trying to turn her tablet on.
My name is Jessie Kirk, and I co-chair and co-treasurer with Deborah. Deborah Vendetta, co-chair, co-treasurer, Arts Commission.
Jean Hebert Larson. I almost forgot I was secretary for the Arts Commission, but I am, and I have my pen, so we're good.
Mike Anderling, former secretary.
Vincent Palomo, chair of the Parks and Rec Department.
I gave up here.
Thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you. All right. Jerry, do you have a council report for us?
I really don't have anything to report. I just want to hope everybody had a great holiday and a very safe and happy new year. And again, I want to thank you guys for all your hard work in the past year. But yeah, I don't really have anything to report other than the fact that we finally, after 19 months, we passed our traffic systems plan. So
Very cool.
Are there timelines for that are going to come out, you think?
I usually just
yeah, it'll all be on it'll all be on the city website with probably not timelines so much for everything, but priorities, and then once a project started it'll get its timeline, but I don't know that there'll be specific timelines. It's just a kind of a wish list and
Right.
Things that we really want to get done, that we need to have done in the city.
Great. Cool.
Thank you, Jerry. Next on our agenda is reviewing our December minutes, which Jean got to us super early. They were in the file, and next time we'll send them out early so we can read them beforehand.
I forgot that I did them, so I was pleased that they were here tonight.
Well, Dave will be out of town. That's where Dave is. He was maybe going to attend virtually.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Like, that's where Dave is. Read it in the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes if everyone is amenable.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Thank you. Review of financial statements. Our only new charge is the payment for the Magnificent Quips performance. As expected. No new deposits, leaving us with a current balance of $3,516.35. And I have been on vacation, so I did not check mail or correspondence.
I didn't check our mail box. There hasn't been anything in there with the holidays and everything. I mean, we've gotten a couple Clackamas County art stuff, but nothing of major importance. We did hear from the Skip a Week quilt group and a couple other people about Arts at the Creek. So gotten some preemptive people that are excited to be a part of it next year. So that's kind of it on the email bit.
One thing we are looking forward to receiving this month is notification about our grant application with Clackamas County Cultural Coalition. Their deadline is January. So at some point during the month, we should hear about that.
So by the end of the month, you think they'll
Probably.
say?
Yeah.
So think happy thoughts.
Yeah. They're usually pretty on target with their deadlines.
Awesome.
Great.
All right. Well, we had a request to
Perfect.
make sure you guys, we have our conversation at the beginning, so you don't have to listen to all of it, and the children can be freed from their tiny forts.
Honestly, what's the grant for?
It is a grant with Clackamas County Cultural Coalition to fund pretty much all or most of our events for next year, which is the Estacada Create series. We'll probably do 4 to 6 events for that. And the summer event, the Arts at the Park.
Arts at the
Yeah,
Creek.
Arts at the Creek, sorry.
Arts at the Park. is
That's
their
her
jam.
event. Yeah, so it's a good, I think at 3,500 is what we applied for. So it's a good chunk of change and it should cover almost everything.
The sidewalk truck thing this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we actually want to talk with you guys about some of our summer ideas. So the things that I sort of had noted on here were things that I stumbled through mentioning to you guys at your meeting before. Was talking, I think the most. Oh, that's me. I was like talking at myself from across the room. That was a little trippy, sorry. Yeah, I mean, so the thing that we talked about before, we really would love to talk more realistically about the shade sales, putting up some poles for some shade sales at Wade Creek. I think that would help your summer concert series. It would help our art event and just generally, I think that space is going to be more usable with shade in the summer.
Put some
I
on the
agree.
Tables too.
The tables are already have an overhang over them. The picnic tables, like the metal ones.
Really?
Yeah, they're under the overhang.
The 3 stationary circular tables.
If that's what you're thinking
are
about, the
under
metal ones?
Or they're mostly under
Most-
the,
East facing only.
Back of the park.
Oh, right, where, not
What
the
tables?
concrete,
The Picnic tables for people to sit and, you know, and have lunch or whatever. Okay, the back
further
there,
back on the
yeah.
trail.
Yeah.
Are there, did they add some? I don't remember
Well,
seeing.
there's little awnings back there, but I don't
There's
know.
a.
There's not for all of them.
Shade.
Not for all of them.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. We're really thinking for like the music space. Because you guys do those concerts and we were there at most of them. I mean, people were bringing like all sorts of shade
Mhm.
contraptions. And I think people will just come more and stay longer if we can provide like meaningful shade.
Ones that stay up for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk about putting up some poles.
Pickathon style.
Well, I think it should be permanent poles
Mhm.
and then shades that go up seasonally. So maybe the shades go up for the summer or something like that. I don't know how durable the shades can be.
Mhm.
And I don't know what we can do with that financially. Maybe we could do some sort of like fundraiser. I don't know how you guys do your funding. If there's some way that we could fund that, because I think that would help everybody.
and then putting the shades up would just be part of setup for event. So they're having an event. they
But I
get
think
their
for the
everything
summer, I
set
mean,
up,
you guys do
or you
concerts
just
so
put them
often
up
that you're
in
just like, oh,
May
The
and just
Yeah.
leave them
city-
till
Yeah.
October.
staff, city
Public
maintenance
Works
could-
would take
public
care of
Works, there
that.
you go.
Yeah, liability wise.
In my mind, it
Um,
feels like it would be easiest to like literally put them up in June and then have them up.
Yeah,
for the
that's a
summer.
good
do
idea.
Know those,
There's shade material that will withstand the wind and stuff.
Mhm.
I know those Pickathon boys, so if we were looking for something that was kind of overlapping and you know how, what I'm talking about on. Main
No idea what
Stage?
you're talking about,
No,
but it
No,
sounds
pick-
neat.
pick a thought.
Say more
I
words.
thought it was like iconic.
No,
Okay, yeah, I definitely have something in mind and I've seen those go up before and depending on the size, we could like just straight order them from manufacturers off the internet and that, you know what I mean? So there's a lot.
it
of
is
different-
great, durable, like
Yeah,
triangular.
There's a lot of
shades that
different
you can-
options.
Mhm.
Yeah, they come in and install them and they're permanent for how long they want and they just electronically
Mhm.
close.
Oh, I was thinking more ones that were tied up.
No, those won't last unless you want to put milk jugs on them, every one of them to hold them down. It's just like the Saturday market downtown. More and more people that have their booths down there,
Mhm.
if they don't weigh weigh that stuff down, it just blows.
The ones that I'm thinking of, I guess this is just in my head and I have not like researched it. They're like big and sort of triangular and have like big, like reinforced holes.
But they gotta be reinforced.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and they would, like, they stretch out and they have to be ratcheted down and they're actually really
Okay.
durable.
Yeah.
So
So maybe we need to do like a little research on that.
Yeah,
But I'm curious what everyone's thoughts are on like where we would ask or find funding, because I'm an idea person,
This is
so.
this is the festival in Happy Valley.
Yeah,
They
I
have something
that.
that's like.
Yeah,
that's
those
more-
are
yeah,
great.
I was gonna say,
Wait.
Permanent, but
Yeah.
also is
Like we're
weather
money.
permitting sort of.
To do it.
We could do a bit of like a fundraiser.
That's pretty.
We definitely could.
Yeah, I'd be curious how much
Right.
Cost.
Because I think most of like the
That's
cost, like we
yeah,
don't
that's
keep
the
track
problem.
too much of it, like the big capital, I think that'd be more like a capital expenditure, like the city would incur.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they,
yeah, that's
right.
cool.
I would press them to do something more permanent to make sure, you know.
Well, I think I wonder if we could appeal to like city council and stuff and say like, hey, we have this beautiful space. It's almost unusable.
Yeah.
In the summer.
It is.
Like it really is. Like we
So,
would like come out and then be like, okay, this is great, but I'm gonna listen around the corner. We had like crowds of people at the
Right.
summer concert too, like around the
There's
building.
three, and when the concerts were at the other park, there are like 3 trees and everyone's just kind of like this.
Yeah.
And then directly in front of the stage where you would
I had
think
an
most people would be, it was the worst place because it was like bright full sun.
Yeah.
So we haven't decided what to do with the 1% for the arts, but if we got really cool shades that were very artful and functional, could we maybe use our 1% for the arts for like cool shades?
With that.
To be as
I don't know
part of
anything
a
about it.
art
Do you know?
installation, a summer art installation that we put up every summer.
Seasonal art installation, someone paint
And
fishing.
this year, we're probably gonna be redoing the park master project, plan and like kind of seeing where the funds should be going for those projects. So we close so many of them.
Mhm.
So it could be in addition to the master plan, and we could add that as a suggestion to city council. So
Phase
when they go
4.
through it, we'll get funding from the city for it.
When do they go? When does that all happen?
I think
Has to
pretty
be done
soon
by
we're gonna
April.
be, because we're doing some other funding things like with the SDCs in the city and stuff. So we made those recommendations to city council, and then I think in the next couple meetings, we're gonna try to do more of the actual master plan revisions and checking off the old stuff and bringing in new stuff for the city. So
Okay,
it definitely could be something that we can put on the list for that.
yeah, and
That would
I
be
mean, I don't
great.
know how we can support that, if that's just us coming and standing by you when we talk to city council to be like, we also want this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to support that, but I mean, let us know how we can help with that.
The more that come to support it, the better we get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And-
and
and
maybe
honestly,
there's,
like-
yeah, so saying maybe there's some sort of combination of, because like the polls would be the city for sure.
Right.
But then maybe there's something where it's like we look at our budgets for the actual shades.
Mhm.
Right, and like put together from us and
The polls
between
would
us
be
and
perfect.
parks.
You can have Mary make them.
I would assume.
They'd have to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah,
polls
yeah.
would be like kind of, I'm thinking something like the polls that are on Broadway.
That's what I was thinking too. And when they're not in use for shades, they could be used, to string lights in the winter or, whatever.
Yeah, and like as like we go into the process of doing the revisions, a lot of the stuff is just stuff we hear from the community. So like the pickleball stuff is something like we hear from the community that like people want. So we're gonna try to add that into the master plan. The splash pad and all that stuff is gonna, like, we'll make sure that that's still in there. So if you guys have any other suggestions that you want to try to, if you think of anything, that's pretty much just like our processes talking it through and stuff like that.
Well, and
So-
the pieces for that park, I think that came up as like putting on a big event there, being like, okay, what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah.
Shade, total disaster. And the other part was we really had some accessibility concerns about the path.
The path needs to.
The
be-
path needs to
say
be
that.
paved, or it needs to have something, like there were people in wheelchairs and people with strollers,
Okay.
and the senior center or senior
The-
home is right there. And they use that space more, like if you come on a day-to-day basis, they're the ones that are walking in the park and stuff. And they even have a little gate right there. Like, we really need to make that wheelchair accessible. That would be my other big concern. It was a big complaint for people when they were trying to move around and
Have you
enjoy it.
guys been down to Lincoln City or, well, pretty much Lincoln City, they have material where it goes out,
It's so cool to the beach.
yeah, to the beach. and the
Amazing.
wheelchairs, If they go on them, I mean, if we
Oh, yeah, I've
Really
seen that.
cool.
It's
There's-
almost like big mats.
could do that.
They're really
So
cool.
I just Googled it and found a company, and there's like the biggest one they make is a 20-foot by 30-foot, and it's like between $2,500 and $3,000.
Jerry, we talking shade or
The
path,
shade.
path here?
Sorry, the shade.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, the
Guess we
shade.
better Stay on one subject.
Yeah.
I was like 20.
Those were the two things that kind of came up with the usability when we were trying to really draw people all the way through. I mean, it was kind of heartbreaking to see people like really struggling in wheelchairs, and we
Yeah.
have to make that accessible. That was the only other thing I think that majorly
It
came
has to
up.
be even, so we don't have bumps in the,
Mhm.
Right.
we have some on the pathways that we've already put in that need to be.
Well, and
precision.
that compacted gravel should be pretty close to a final prep for laying asphalt over the top, if we were just gonna add 4 inches rather than, you know what I mean, for an easy application. I'm sure you have to make it not too big of a financial burden for the city to approve.
But also I think that's an accessibility issue.
Like such a,
I mean,
which should be.
we could call in all sorts of commissions on that. I mean, it's an equity issue.
Bring
If
me
you
along.
can't go
Yeah.
in. I mean, my dad was in a wheelchair for 25 years. It's a problem when you can't bring people in wheelchairs through a park, a
We
city
could,
park, because it's on both sides. The gravel was already a problem on the library side. You literally can't go from one place to another unless you go through the parking lot.
I can mention that on next Wednesday also at DEI, just to get it on the
Yeah.
record from all different
Yeah, cool.
spots.
So the park, that stuff we just wanted to put in your brain and
Sure.
support however we can. I mean, we want to get on board and we're happy to support. Like we could art up those poles and use it as a fundraiser. Like we can try to help with that as much as we can. We
Yeah.
really, because it would benefit us too.
Have you thought also, or I mean, we're just bringing this up, so probably no one's thought about it, but selling bricks if you do concrete that path
We did when.
for the library itself, yeah.
We did it for the skate park.
Oh, right.
Park has. We sold bricks to the skate park, especially the people like me and Diane Turkin. The ones that were actually involved, we all had bricks there, and then we got a few more bricks there.
Yeah.
And, what's her name? Emma? The heavyset lady that belonged to the skate park. Anyway, she painted them. We got the bricks, she put the names in them, she painted them. She's part of your art group.
Okay.
Well, and if there's any sort of fundraising we can do to help support that improvements to that park, like at our event, that
Yeah.
could be great.
Yeah.
too. Like that might be a great place
I
to
love
be
the
like,
idea.
we have the community
Yeah.
here. Like
Uh,
that might be a great
Buy a
time to do-
paver,
Yeah.
buy a brick, buy a paver,
Fundraising focus
whatever.
For the event.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
so
we'd love
it's
to
always
have you
fun to
guys-
see your name somewhere too, and
Yeah,
it's,
and for new families in the community
Yeah.
to literally buy in.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, are you here? Are you in? Let's do it.
Yeah, like discount bricks for kids.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
That's cute.
Absolutely. Yeah, like $20, yeah.
So on that note, we'd love to have you guys like table or have a booth or two at Arts at the Creek if you'd like to, if you could be there
Sure.
the last Saturday in July.
We have a donation box if I can trace it down here I turned it in when I resigned the last time. It's a big white Parks and Rec donation box that could be sitting out there.
Cool.
Cool.
Diane
Great
Turk made
idea.
that.
And
We
at
did
our
that, right?
events, we could set it out.
Don't we have a dip jar still?
So when we were doing phase 3 of the park, the fundraising, we did, when we do that 5K in the spring.
Yeah.
We were using that as a fundraising event for Wade Creek as well.
Cool.
And we like had t-shirts made for people, and it was like, if you pay $20, you get you get your t-shirt and you do the 5K, and then all that money went to finishing Wade Creek phase 3. So we've done.
Yeah, I
like
mean, it's
that
a
with events
gorgeous
too.
park. We're just like, this is amazing. How can we help continue to
Right.
make it
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah.
The other thought I put here, Arts at the Creek and Arts at the Park. We would love to, I had talked to, oh my gosh. What's her name? The lady that headed it up last year. I can picture her.
So Gina.
Gina. Gina and I talked about having that be a co-sponsored event last
Mhm.
year. I was really awkwardly there. I was the only one with the sign and she was there with her kids booth. So everyone thought that we put it on because I had like my arts commission and they were like, thanks for putting it on. I was like, oh, it wasn't me. But wondering if we could maybe co-sponsor that event.
Sure.
And because we could definitely continue to provide the activity part of it.
Yeah.
And we would love it if you guys could collect contact information for the parents of the people that are coming there. Because like when I reached out to Gina last year, she was like, well, we didn't really save that information anywhere. And we really want to make sure those kids come back to do Arts at the Creek too.
Sure. I think they do sign some.
They
If
signed
some
like
people-
we'll be there.
It will be there type
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Sign a form saying that we weren't liable.
Yeah. We had checked in with her. We would love to share that information.
Sure.
Because we would love for them to, be like, they're crafting for 2 events coming up.
Maybe we can
Mhm.
start a book, an album, a book, and, together and keep it and add everything to it every year.
I have a document where I'm saving all that information. So I have the names of all the kids from last year. I can share that with you guys if you want a student email out to those kids and be like, hey, we know you did this last year. If you want to come again. We're trying to keep like some lists going and organize. that a little
At the
bit.
events, this last event was the first one I've been at with the Arts Commission. And I've been to some of the parks events, but do you guys have like a table with where you're like, hey, would you like to volunteer with the parks or the arts? Sign up. Hi.
We have like a
Are you enjoying
check-in.
the activity? Would you mind signing up? We can send you emails about the future events. Send
We
you
have,
an
except
email
for
if
that
we have
last one.
volunteers or.
Except for that last one, we had that at other ones where we had collected some email addresses.
Yeah.
Like I just emailed all those people about next week. To be
Awesome.
like, hey, you said you wanted to hear about it.
Okay,
We
cool.
kind of forgot to email them about other. things.
Right.
We're on it now. Better
Okay.
late than never.
Okay.
So trying to sort of do that better
And then
Right,
sharing
better.
between the two of us.
between commissions. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, we really just want to like join forces so we don't all have to start from,
And I think maybe check with Tara, because we turn in all the papers that we get every time.
yeah,
to
I
Tara.
had just asked Gina. So
Or
yeah.
I think Tara keeps them. I don't know if she keeps them on file or she keeps them in City Hall. She may have a bunch of the ones from the last couple of years.
Okay,
So
I'll
she might
ask,
have
yeah.
a bunch of that information.
Just in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause we just turn them back into the city when we're done. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a big pile.
I'm really OCD about making sure that I have everything in like a spreadsheet. So like, and once the information goes through me, it's recorded in like a spreadsheet format. So I'm happy to take that on and share that back and forth with you guys and share that with you.
How soon do you guys lock in your artist schedule, and the dates for the, parks, stuff?
If you showed up half an hour into it, you could probably still set up.
I mean, there was always, there
Yeah.
was plenty of space, so
Yeah,
anyone could have showed up.
some people come
Oh,
up, come
no, I
last,
mean,
like
like-
plan on going and then sign up last
Like, do you
minute.
know what bands are playing when?
Oh, the concerts.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's,
We're already looking into it now to
Okay.
try to get
Yeah.
the bands locked up for.
get the
What's
calendar effect first, Mike.
Well,
Go.
cause
yeah.
I would, I mean,
We
like,
talked about getting them. for
the
Arts
first,
Week.
the first like event that I did last year that I headlined, I was working with Ellen White and I was like, oh, we should bring you in July. And she was like, I'm actually on the books in August with the parks. And I was like, oh yeah, we don't want to play that game.
We don't want to double
So
up.
Mostly it's a concern of streamlining, and just keeping, I would also like to see like a range of variety of different kinds of music come. Also, this is all my angle. I caught a couple of those shows this summer and I was wondering about sound engineering specifically. It seemed like there was a different engineer and a different sound system each time. So I'm wondering if that's something that I personally can help sort of make a little bit more consistent, or you know what I mean? I engineer pro audio stuff too, so we could, there is city audio equipment that I have heard of, and I think it's like, from the 70s. But that would, I'm just thinking, because when I go to the shows, I can't really even enjoy music anymore. I just nerd out on like, that microphone's not working and that chord's cracking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Ellen did her show, one of the towers was completely mute for the vocals, and I went up and I was like at halftime and talked to the engine, you know what I mean? And that kind of stuff. So if there's anything that we can do to support you guys within that, just for sort of consistency and maybe even ease of, because I can bring it in and then not, I would engineer for free. My partner would be the only cost. So I'm sure that would probably.
I think that's probably a good thing, because I can't remember. I think it was last year we
I
had
can't get
we had
paid for any of this
someone
stuff.
doing it last year, but I think it was the last year that who's going to be able to do it or something like that. So I can't remember if this year we needed to look into getting someone new.
Right.
Or because I know the person who was doing it was looking to transition it away from doing it.
Okay.
So it definitely something with that might be pretty helpful.
Coming just at the right time.
One thing I'd like to see is some kids, a band from the high school being able to come in and do one show. Kids need to be involved in that part.
When we could talk probably directly to Mr. Frank. about that.
You know, it'd be cool is a high school battle of the bands
Yeah.
and
That would
have,
be
a
really
you,
cool.
you know. Well, I mean, get a band started. Once there's a contest out there, people might be motivated like, hey, my buddy plays guitar. I can
Yeah.
pick up the, you
I don't
know.
know, have you heard these high school bands? I mean,
Hey, it's fun. It's just about fun. It's like going to karaoke. You're not going to Beyonce.
We
You know,
have
it's
a
just gonna
number
be
of-
some duds, but
of
it'll be fun.
Locals who went on and became professional musicians or are professional musicians. And definitely the summer celebration a few years ago, some of my favorite acts were the high school bands. They were really fun to watch. So it would be really cool.
Talk about, we have an art student in New York City that was the first person in the art in the park in White Creek. Well, she's graduating.
Nice.
Art.
Cool.
I mean, it
Like
doesn't have
kid
to be
artists
battle
are-
of the bands, just a showcase, a local under
I'd like to see a
21
battle.
showcase. I mean, obviously I want it to be a battle, but
Dueling guitars. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I think kids should be involved. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, the last thing we have on our, well, second to last thing, because I forgot the thing on there. Is that we wanted to do a summer project. We had called it Art Estacada. We are now realizing that that clashes with Estacada, which I'm looking at you now.
Yeah.
right? Sorry, I keep
Yeah.
looking there, but I'm remembering you're here too. It doesn't at all have to be called that. We're basically trying to think, we're sort of phasing out of doing the coloring contests.
Mhm.
And we're thinking about doing like a summer kind of passport in Estacada. So it'd be like a family planning your summer event. So it'd be like attend a concert at the park, go to this park, go do art here, pick up chalk in July and participate. So it's basically like getting families to go around and participate in all the events, like 4th of July parade. We want to get things from lots of different commissions and events and sort of have like a checkerboard, like a bingo board, where they're going around and trying to get as many as they can. And then on the flip side, Vincent's gonna do like a cartoonized, like, map of Estacada and sort of have like the parks on there and different art, like public art on there and things like that. So we had wondered, we know that concerts are something that you guys are doing in the summer. If there are other things on your purview that are coming up in the summertime that we could add in there. Cause is the fun run, does that,
We
was
do
that
the
a
fun run
spring
in
thing?
spring, so
Spring,
pretty close. It's like May.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring into spring. We do in April, May, right around
Right,
there.
yeah.
okay,
Then we do the 5 concerts in the summer. And then we do the trick or trot that we just did.
okay.
And then
So the concerts would be the big thing in the summer.
in the
somewhere.
summer is the big thing, yeah.
And what is the Questacada thing, a Parks and Rec thing? Is that a personal thing?
It's kind of both. It's
'Cause I kind of
should-
looked it up, but I didn't totally understand what the deal was. with it.
Yeah, because it's we're in the it came out of Parks and Rec, and then I went ahead and just made it, and now we're vetting it for Parks and Rec, so it should be a Parks and Rec thing soon.
Okay,
And then once it is, we're gonna start putting all the little missions all around town. So
okay. Because we know we had emailed about it briefly. We're
Yeah.
like, could we connect it? Like, that feels like it's two separate things, and maybe we just need to rename our thing. Because
Yeah.
ours wouldn't be like, ours is gonna be like a physical piece of paper
Mhm.
that people can like carry around and like have on their fridge as like.
yeah,
family
this
activities.
is more like it's like kind of like gamifying on the like it's all digital and it's gamifying it with it's like a leaderboard and you get points and everything, and then the activities are totally different.
Okay.
It's like it points to a couple art things, but it's mostly about like outdoor recreation.
Okay,
Yeah, because like the one thing we kind of like that was the candy cane hunt where we had like the signs and they had like a thing and then they go to each
Yeah, it's
park
cute.
and
Yeah,
they could do all that. But we nixed that this year because they had someone else did the candy cane hunt, but it was for like the businesses and stuff. So
Mhm.
And I'm gonna raise at our next meeting, I'm gonna raise a new idea for winter for
nice.
this year.
Yeah, but like it'd be like a
That we talked
scavenger
about.
hunt thing, like in the summer, like that'd be pretty cool. And maybe you like get it out in if you can get out in like the water bills or something or like that. And
Yeah, we're trying to get it out sort of like in June. So it'll be like as schools are closing, we have tons of families around here with kids. They're always looking for things to do. And it's sort of like a mission to complete as many of them as you can. And at the end of the summer,
What if ours was
turn it
like,
in and then we'll do like a sweepstakes drawing for like bags, like baskets of art supplies or something.
what
fun
if
at the
ours
end
was
of
like
the
a
summer.
bingo card?
That's what yeah.
So,
I mean, the format of it, we could sort of sort out.
but,
Yeah.
and there, Estacada is a whole Parks and Rec thing.
Well, so it's like, I don't want to, we were
But
like, all like, we're being.
if-
so
if-
smart, and it's
right.
like, oh, somebody was clever, faster. I think we just rename our thing and keep it separate, because we don't want to step
Yeah.
on toes and we don't want it to
Yeah.
be too similar.
And if we can take a moment to just think more holistically about possibly forming a subcommittee, or just think of what are there's a lot of things that we have going on here, and I think we have a lot of opportunities to share the resources from everything from like funds to ideas to mailing list and
Volunteers
promotion and manpower, and also the opportunity to keep closer communication so that if we ever do have any kind of overlapping or conflicting ideas, we can combine them into better efforts.
Yeah.
And I think a subcommittee is a good way to do that. I think you
So we
mentioned
can
that.
meet more informally, more often.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
because there is so much going on. The meeting cadence, even with the two committees, it doesn't seem sufficient for all the things that we want to do.
Well, and like, we also have like a poetry and public places thing we're trying to get
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
The guy that's been sort of heading that up isn't here tonight, but there's like a lot of overlap.
I mean,
Like-
almost if it happens in a park, it's like, we should totally work together on it, you know,
Yeah.
and I think if we have, I know we have some rules around, you know, when we're advancing any kind of a agenda, we have to,
I think any action items need to be brought back to the individual
Yeah.
commissions, but as long as we have less than a quorum of the commissions together, then it should be
right,
okay.
yeah. And so I think, yeah, we should form that, maybe even like figure out who we want to be on that tonight. I mean, I want to be on that.
Is there somebody on Parks that sort of headlines the music events? No.
There's a lot of the,
Well, that's coming in your home most.
Okay.
yeah.
I actually met him last summer at one of those. Okay. Because that would be kind of, maybe we compartmentalize the sub
Right.
commissions, just so that you're like, oh, you know, adventure, music, but you know, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Lap everything, probably have 2 or 3 things going the same weekend. Yeah.
Right, yeah, there's that too.
Well, and then if we both really want a band, that we make sure they're spread out, so you
Yeah.
can see them in June and then see them again at the end of July. Little things like that would be really helpful to be able to check in about.
Not to
Yeah.
complicate, but I feel like we should also include the Downtown Estacada Commission, because if they're still doing like Uncorked and things, like they keep stretching their wings, and maybe they want to do bands too, and we don't want to have the same bands as them either, so.
I think they're bringing that back now officially.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's going to be, Uncorked they're planning on bringing it back this year, and then also the Oktoberfest or
Mhm.
they're the two big events other than the 4th of July parade, so,
Here he's like,
and the
voice
Christmas
of
tree
God.
lighting.
I know, and he speaks.
And the voice of God tells us not to be easy.
Well, so can we just do a quick, like, you said that you would do it? I'm a hand
Yeah.
raiser, so I'll join in. To do like a subcommittee so we can keep chatting about these little things.
So I got
I'm interested in that too.
Steve, Jesse, Mike.
I'm sitting out because.
Yeah, that
this
makes
is
sense.
Not tenable.
I can, I got plenty of time, so I can do anything. Yeah, it's all good.
Great.
So if the 4 of us, that way we can just have some more informal conversations and then
Yeah,
bring things back to our
Yeah,
own
exactly.
commissions.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what we do with, that's already what we do with Parks and Rec as well, where it's like.
Yeah.
Anything that we need to advance a little more quickly, we just do that and then bring it back to the meeting, so.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Applicants.
call, because there's like, this could keep going on and on.
Yeah.
We could chat all night about all these things. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, but that was a good example, is like the poetry in the parks thing, where it's like,
Mhm.
it's,
That's gonna be a pretty big project. We have a planning meeting in February,
yeah,
and hopefully Dave will be there and we'll have that will be a pretty big project for us to kick off.
yeah, and that seems like a very natural fit, where it's
Mhm.
like, I think like you combine the two committees and all the resources that we have.
Yeah.
It would benefit both committees, and like, I think we could both contribute to it a lot, so that's a really good one to work together on, I think.
That could be a little thing you could add into Questacada.
Yeah, oh,
like,
absolutely.
Read the poetry at this.
Oh,
or- yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no, I already have like
That'd be
the
cool.
arts walk and stuff on there. So it's,
Nice. That'd be cool.
yeah, and that's the thing, it's like any of these things, and Vince and I were actually just talking about this where, because I do have it set up so that if there's something that is like, event, different events, or if there's like a time limit on something, I actually have it all set up so that I can put something on the site that's like, do this thing this year, and then we can take it down, but it'll still show up in your leaderboard
Oh, cool.
later, so.
Neat. Well. Thank you guys for coming, and I
Yeah.
think it'll be great to join forces more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully create less work in the long run.
Yeah.
Might be more, but at least it'll be better and more coordinated.
Yeah, so for us, like one of our main goals was like really trying to get turnout,
Same.
like more turnout to events,
Same.
like getting people involved. Because some events, like the trick or trot, we get tons of families, we get
Right.
tons of kids, and then like for the spring, we get a decent amount, but not like not a crazy amount, right? So trying to get like more reach out there and get like try to like really grow events, like it's like for the community to like come together and stuff like that. I think it'd be good to.
No, and we've talked about that's like one of our main goals. We're like, we just want to show up at all these events and be like, hey, we're also here. Don't forget about our events.
Right.
Because if we all are present at each other's events, then it, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
put
promoted.
it into the water bills. We have things going.
Yeah,
on.
that's on
Yeah.
our, we have it's on our agenda.
Yeah.
We're putting more things out. Elena's, did you get that email? She emailed asking for stuff by January 15th to put on the water bill.
Well, that's a
Or
separate
the
thing.
newsletter,
That's
sorry.
City newsletter, yeah.
Did you know about that?
No, I don't know.
Did you get it?
I got it from Elena, that they're putting out a city newsletter and the deadline was January 15th. I have it up.
And that
City
would-
newsletter will go out at the end of January with the water bill. A few bullet points regarding upcoming commission events or programs. The newsletter should cover February through April information. If you guys want to throw some stuff on that, that was from Elena Turpin.
I'll have to look at that. Could you forward it to my
Mhm.
city investigating email? That'd be great.
We're getting stuff done.
Yeah, I have it.
Half of them don't work.
If I can find her.
When you guys have the people sign the waivers for trick or trot and sprint in the spring and stuff like that, do you have them put an email address on there?
The parents.
I think
Yeah.
We asked for it.
Yeah, because that might be a thing where you might want to add in wording that's like, check this box if you don't want us to send you things about upcoming events, parks events, arts events, city of Estacada events.
I think you have to worry. Most people say that we don't send them enough.
Exactly. And it always, if you have to,
For
if
city
people have to
council.
opt out, they sometimes don't take the step to do it. So.
This is very true as someone who does surveys for their living.
As someone who had 49 emails on like Christmas Eve
I-
from every place I've ever bought in
I
from the
literally
past
write-
5 years.
I have 2,262
Yeah.
unread emails.
Yeah, I just
Don't
go-
send things
I
to
just
my
go
personal
through
email.
and just
That's
like-
where they go to die.
But,
It's really bad.
because they never opt out, but,
anxious with that one sending out my files.
That's like health insurance.
but if you just add that wording
Yeah.
onto your waiver and bam, there's your list of interested parties for upcoming events,
Yeah, for sure. I think we've also done like the online sign up and we've gotten a lot of.
So that's
Yeah.
like, we have these
Yeah.
online signups and then we have the question, would you like to be notified of future events? And so many people have said yes.
Oh,
Have we emailed them about future?
Mhm.
I did today. But it's like, we're striving to do better. We
Yes.
will figure it out. Now I have their emails in a spreadsheet, so.
Yes,
it'll be
Definitely,
okay.
baby steps.
I think
Yeah.
people mostly register online and then do the waivers in person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Noticed.
But sometimes the waivers don't work.
But it is nice to have them pre-register online. That way, when we try to get more vendors like to events,
You can say,
I can say, hey, look, we're gonna have like this many people come and it gets people a little bit more
yeah.
into it.
Yeah,
And-
that was one of the things with our December thing where we're like,
We don't know
will,
how many people
will
are-
5 people come? Will 500 people come? Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, maybe can we say that maybe the four of us meet sometime like end of February, beginning of March, after we've had our planning, after some other meetings have happened,
Sure.
and then we can connect before spring and summer stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's a good time for like us, because we'll, like I said, we're gonna start the ball rolling on like some bigger like agenda things. So getting
Okay.
more input on that kind of stuff would be great.
Cool. All right. Let's do it.
Awesome.
All right, well, if you guys wanna leave, you're welcome to. We don't have
Or
very much,
stay.
we don't have much left on our agenda, I don't.
Except for you, you
Yeah,
can't stay, you must
think.
stay.
That's fine.
It's all good.
And we don't have too much more
Stop.
going. I'll just run through these, that we had the December event. There were people there that were not directly connected to one of us, so I'm
Mhm.
calling that a win.
Yeah,
I don't have any idea how
Absolutely.
many actual people were going. I think we gave out like 40 cups of cocoa,
Mhm.
whatever that
That
means.
the trickle effect was,
Real.
there was probably 40 or 50 people that came.
I
through.
Yeah.
counted the cups. I think we gave out like 40, 45 cups of cocoa.
That could be my kids were just.
It could have been people getting more cocoa.
getting a new cup every.
I'll-
Okay.
maybe. I mean, it was cool. People were cool that we didn't know, and that's a win, because we just didn't know.
Inside.
And I know that
Building up in the creek.
Oh,
Christy's food cart came. She was really excited about it. She did good business and she was excited
did?
about it. I think
That's
pretty much everybody who came had food.
Oh.
And she was excited about being there next year. She was like, she's great. I mean,
Oh.
she's so nice. And she was like, next year it'll be even better.
Oh, I was doing
Um,
laps in the park that night. I know, I did exactly what you're talking about.
But I think next year, I think it would be super
Okay.
fun to make this a traditional yearly event. I think we should have like a kid event, and I think we should actually promote adult crafting.
Mhm.
I think like some simple grown-up crafts would be cool.
Yes.
I think we are missing the mark a little, because I think there were people there there were plenty of people there with kids, so like the kids' crafts were great, but I think we should also have a craft or two for grown-ups. I think that would be cool, especially Christmas time, like everybody wants to do some sort of holiday crafty
You know,
thing.
what's fun is I just made a hot glue gun, or I just made a pom-pom Christmas tree with a
Oh.
hot glue gun. And it was just like,
But just a thought for next year.
Fun.
I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cards are really easy, like stamp supplies, collage kind of stuff.
yes.
Yeah, there's lots of
Um,
stuff we could do.
And
Legos.
Yes,
Legos, yes.
please.
We actually did, we did a
Merry
two Lego
Christmas,
Christmas
yes.
trees and a Lego wreath at our house,
That
so.
was, that's the
Sweet.
key word.
I just like, I brought like my snowman thing in the corner. Kids were playing that. And the kids that came were having a good time. I think it was a success for sure. It was small, but it was the first time we'd done it. It's a winter event. I think it could be really gain momentum.
I think
for sure.
that
I want to see the.
building inside is a little small for a large rock and amplified
No, I
music,
feel like
but we
acoustic
could
Carolyn.
make it we could make it a little bit more craft centric, and then bring in and do like the horn ensemble thing that I've been talking about, maybe co-opt a little bit with high school, bring the volume down, but sort of make it a little bit more intimate, because I think that people walking by were like, what the hell's going on? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It was loud.
It was
There's a rock
loud.
band
Loud.
inside there, you
It was
know?
fun. I mean, it was a great
Well,
band.
but getting,
you know.
you know, like guitar players and drummers to be like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, the
not-
music was
it's
great
not-
though. It was definitely loud though.
right.
But yeah, we could shift that for sure and have it be a little bit of a different vibe next year.
That's what I'm thinking.
But it was fun. It looked great. And like I said, people came that weren't our friends. So that's great.
Did you guys have anything to do with those like artsy events that were happening at the library in like the Dia de los Muertos events?
That's Deborah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
her in her real job.
Yeah, okay, that stuff, it's, you guys had a lot of people come to those types of things,
Yeah.
right? Cause like those would be cool, like for the adult events, if you did like how they did the painting of the Lotteria,
Like the sugar-
things.
yeah,
like, good-
sugar
people-
shovels and
People
stuff.
like that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah,
be
we're
cool.
doing a painting workshop next week
Oh, nice.
at Wade Creek.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we posted it on our Facebook.
Guys, anybody paint the rocks back, because everybody enjoyed that. I mean, except not me, my husband painted some new rocks. I didn't want to. We painted the rocks and we hit them all over the place, and the kids found them and.
That was the most popular kid activity at Arts at the Creek for sure. I mean, we had
To donate.
so many rocks painted. It was great. So yeah, that went great. And then upcoming events, yeah, next week, Maddie has flown in with her cape to save us and do another painting thing. It's gonna be like a still life, I think, with painting techniques. She is working through it because we just sort of asked her not terribly long ago. We don't have an update on Vince. So anybody hears from him, maybe I think sometime soon.
Not directly, I mean, he sends me like new music videos.
If we don't hear from him by next month, I might like bring a card and maybe we should just like send a note or something. Just worry about him.
Reach out, check in.
Yeah, and I've reached out, but just a thought, maybe we could do a card or something for him. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. So, but Maddie's gonna help with that next week. And I am happy to, I already told her, she said she would do it if I helped her set up. So I'm happy to go help and set up. And I'm gonna try to drag out some things maybe from Arts at the Creek. Maybe I have to go into the thing. I have to figure out some other fun ways to like make that room look nice. Christmas was easy. It's lights and Christmas trees, but to make it like more warm because it's kind of, so I might have to go into the storage. Okay. I just have to show up then, right? Public Works time. I won't be in usually. So yeah, if any of you guys want to come, it'll be fun.
Supplies are included.
Good times, supplies included.
Yes.
Oh, do you want to buy supplies or do you want me to buy supplies?
I haven't heard from her yet with the supply list.
She emailed us.
Awesome.
There is a supply list.
Well, when I check my email tomorrow, I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Okay, we'll text each other because we should
Okay.
order those soon. Yeah, we're buying canvases that people obviously be able to take home. And then this time we're actually buying paint and palettes and brushes to keep. So we will have like our box of stuff that will be like a ready to go painting workshop stuff.
It starts at 7?
7 to 9
Where's it at?
at the Wade Creek Community Room. Yeah, we had been doing it at Ant Farm, but they took away all their tables, like they reimagined their space. So it's not really friendly for,
When's that guy ever gonna open?
we meet at the, I don't have any idea about
Bakery.
Harmony, but the Ant Farm, they have the room that's right next to Clackamas River Outfitters. They have that little space right now already, and they use that already. They had a bunch of picnic tables out.
By Mark's, okay.
Yeah, so they had some picnic tables there and they'd been sort of co-sponsoring by letting us use their space. But then we came in one time to do an event and the tables were gone. So we can't,
Not
it's just not
super
friendly for what
helpful.
it's helpful for what they are doing.
Right.
So we're gonna do the Wade Creek Community Room for future events, I think.
Can't wait for the rest of it to have opens.
I know, we're all waiting impatiently.
Yeah.
They gotta jump through the city hall.
Mhm.
I think it was in at like Halloween time, Time Traveler they were doing like a table where they were doing a painting and.
Yeah, there's a
like,
lady that
beer and
does-
Stuff like that.
They do lots of little things like that
Yeah.
there.
And there's
it's-
a woman that does those painting workshops relatively frequently in town,
Okay.
April, yeah.
I think that she gets paid.
So
It's
she gets paid.
yeah, it's not.
We've spoken to her.
We have,
it's not
yeah, we're more working with volunteers,
Mm.
but volunteer artists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
They
don't
do all
know
sorts of stuff.
if you have to pay to
I think it's
paint
just,
with,
yeah,
to
you
do the
for-
paint and stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
or if, I didn't know if maybe Time Travelers just paid her and was like,
We,
you
I
know,
think
it'll just bring people in.
it's
or-
harder for us to get people, but I think it's important that we separate these workshops from like
Someone's
alcohol
business.
workshops.
Oh,
No,
interesting.
it's like.
Every other painting thing is like a let's drink and paint, which
Yeah.
is like, that's great. There's also like, let's drink and sing at karaoke, but we need something that's like, this is about the art. It's not about like drinking and doing art.
Okay.
Maybe you get contact information, like the people who did that, maybe they'd be interested in doing it at the park too, and.
Yeah, we've tried.
Oh, okay.
It's a no-go. That's okay. Alicia said that she's unable to make it at 10 on February 10th, and we were wondering if anyone would mind if we did like a 12 to 3 instead of 10 to 1.
I have a DMV appointment at 11:10 in Gladstone. I'm hoping it will be over by noon and I will be back Estacada by 12:30, which means I will only make 30 minutes, if you're still here.
Yeah,
of that.
Be on the Saturday?
No, no.
It's
Oh my
Saturday.
God, I
It's
have
on
it as
Saturday.
January 10th.
No, it's February. 10th.
Oh.
It's on a Saturday.
Never
no,
mind.
was
I will be,
so panicked.
I
I was like,
will-
are you really planning that far in
I
advance?
no, I
No.
wish. I will be at the
This is a
DMV
real
this
thing.
January 10th, which is a
Because-
Wednesday.
Okay.
At 11
Oh,
Has
yeah, you're-
31 days.
Okay.
It's February.
So I bought the wrong plane tickets last year because January is 31 days and February is like the same. Like there's a January 11th is Thursday and February 11th is Thursday. And I was like on the computer looking at the phone,
Oh my God.
saying,
So we're in the clear.
We are in the clear.
We're
I
in the
don't have
clear.
any
All right, never
February
mind.
plans
There's
outside
29
of
this year in February. don't forget.
doing nothing.
All
That's
right.
it's my little brother's birthday. But
Check.
he's in Idaho. so
Crisis averted.
Not gonna worry about
Sweet.
it.
We'll be fine.
No time
this is what
change.
happens when you deal with the Arts Commission.
All right, so
Julia.
for the planning meeting, we need to, and I know Alex, you got us on the calendar for February 10th. That was done a while ago. Thank you.
Don't trust
Awesome.
us to do it. Apparently.
Yes,
Not a
thank
great
you.
plan. I'm wondering if for food, could we each just like bring some instead of spending money on catering? That was like so much wasted food last time. It just felt
And
like a waste.
I wasn't as happy with it last time either.
Yeah, that's
so
the
I
worst
was
when
gonna
it's
open it
expensive
up.
and not great.
What do we want to do for food? Do we want to kind of just potluck it or bring our own or?
I mean, I would rather do pizzas than spend a bunch of money on like cheese and meat plate that's like,
Pizza sounds good to me.
right? I
Yeah.
mean,
We will have.
it is
one-
early. I'm just realizing it's 10, but whatever.
10's
I'm
fine
always
for
ready for
pizza.
pizza.
Breakfast pizza's a thing.
I mean, yeah, we could just, everyone brings their own thing. I mean, I could also just bring the boiled egg.
I'm a flake when it comes to potlucking it, so I.
Yeah,
won't be
I wouldn't
disappointing.
potluck it so
But
much,
I
but
mean,
I would bring
I'm
something for
happy to feed
everyone could bring their
myself, but
own
I'm
thing.
Disappointing if you're relying on.
I mean, I literally could just go like get a box of pastries and some
I think
coffee.
that's a
That sounds
great,
great.
that's
Good.
perfect.
I'm
Yeah.
happy with
And then
that.
you
And
can
then
bring
we'll
a
get pizza for
PB, you
lunch?
can bring a PB and J if
Okay.
you think you'll be peaked later.
And then
in
if
the
we're
day.
hungry, we can order a pizza. I just feel like I was like looking at all that food that went home. And I mean, I was like shoveling it onto plates to take home, but it just felt like a waste. It was a lot of money to spend on something we
Mhm.
didn't eat enough of.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I love pastries. and
Food.
coffee.
And then if anyone has anything they want to add to the agenda, let us know. I will maybe before then sometime I will like just outline an agenda-ish and then email it out to everybody. And then you can let us know if you want to add anything to it.
We have a February meeting too,
We
right?
do. Yeah, like 3 days
Yeah.
beforehand.
Mhm.
And we can, that can be a quick meeting because we'll have a much longer one right after.
Great.
And then we'll talk more about the poetry in the parks then too.
Out of curiosity, that grant that you guys got, are potentially waiting for, was it something you guys went out and did, or was it, could you send me information on like how you did that and like how you found it?
He's
and
the
stuff like
grant
that?
master.
I would really like to know that.
Took Jane's place.
Yeah, I mean, you do all those things for the library and she's a grant writing machine.
She's a pro. Great. Yeah, that'd be,
Calendar.
that'd be great. Because
Okay.
I would like to learn how to do that. That'd be awesome.
Poetry in the parks will waylay until February. And we'll make sure that we have something to talk about with it.
Yeah.
Reach out to Dave.
We will probably, I'm
You can
kind of
try.
working on the more formal thing to bring to City Hall. And I was working on a draft of that, so I'll be in contact with Dave and we'll kind of firm that up and I'm hoping. No, I'm not gonna get,
Be realistic.
I'm not realistically, there's no way I'm going to have time to meet with Elena about that before this meeting. But maybe at this meeting, we'll get our proposal all formulated for what we want. I should have a really good draft by that point.
Okay.
And
great.
then after that. Yeah.
And then we had the city newsletter biz from our fall planning meeting. I have, these were my minutes, so they're a hot mess. It's a train of thought. She said stuff between now and like, what did I say? April? So
Yeah. what do
we had, so this is what we had. We were gonna do music in January, but then we mixed that all up by doing music in December and painting in January. So we did painting in January. March we had as painting. So like March 14th, we had that we were gonna do an Estacada Creates. Then that had been, the plan had been to do a painting thing. I think it'd be great to put that in the newsletter, even if we don't totally know what that's gonna be yet. We need to choose a topic for that. And then in May was the collage event.
Mhm.
And I have that as May 9th. I will email Chelsea and make sure that she can do it on that day. And is that May,
Excuse you.
There's the water.
May,
Rude.
it's, March 14th and May 9th. Are those available for Wade Creek? Yeah, okay. And I'll fill out the paperwork just to reserve those in advance. So I'll email Chelsea about May 9th, but what are your thoughts about March? Because we need to figure that out just to put it in.
Did
the
you say
newsletter.
March 14th? Cause
Yes.
that is Pi Day.
Pie Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something
yeah.
food related we
Yeah,
can do?
314.
Pie?
Culinary arts?
I don't know.
Pie contest? No.
My
Pie eating
family
contest?
is big into baking. My teenager and my wife are,
I don't know how we can
Deep in
do baking
well, yeah,
as a
there's no.
class. Our upcoming ones, just to put it in our heads, because we were paring it down. So just a review, we were gonna pare it down to just doing 5 events instead of 12, because that was madness. July, we we're gonna do the chalk art. And Shirley, just because you asked about that, we're gonna do a chalk art workshop close to the chalk walk, so people can pick up their chalk and then learn how to do cool things with it at a workshop. And then that will be close to the Arts at the Creek stuff, so that we can decorate, so that hopefully the
Tile.
park and everything will be covered in chalk more.
Right.
So that's coming up. And then in October, we had the NaNoWriMo. So those were our upcoming events. So we did painting, then we have collage, chalk, writing.
wave
We
your
need one
hands.
more.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
figure it out? Because I just was like, what are some cool Pi Day art activities? Haiku, poetry.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Haiku.
Haiku.
Yes.
So you just make pie themed haikus and eat some pie and it would be super fun. And
That
I
would
bet
be
that
cute.
Dave would
Yes.
totally be into
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
How about-
we'd be into that.
How about a pie walk instead of, the cake walk? You do a pie walk.
Oh, where you do great, like the
Oh.
music and then the
Yeah.
music stops and you get, if you are
I'm
next
so
to the pie, you
excited.
get the pie or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Steve actually has pie tattooed on his arm up to 30 places. So
He really missed
we're
his
also a
moment
big
right
pie
now.
fan. Yeah,
Did we want to do that or
I
writing?
think that's a great idea. Haiku.
Yeah.
Yeah, poetry,
yeah.
haiku,
High five.
pie
Haiku.
themed.
Poetry and poetry.
Google.
What do you call like a pie poetry celebration?
Haiku.
I'm just thinking about the
Pie
newsletter.
poetry.
What's the tag?
I would
Haiku,
do a
poetry and pie.
poetry and pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poetry and pie.
You
Love
could even
this
do
so much.
P-I apostrophe E.
Or
P-I.
I would do PIE dash KU.
Volunteering.
And then write,
Here.
it's poetry
Yeah,
and
I'll
pie. And then let people
Here.
fill in their imagination. So so in March, I mean, we could talk about this at the planning meeting, but maybe we can get some pies donated, talk to Harvest Market.
Oh, yeah. that's a good idea.
And just be like,
Like
please donate
resistant.
some pies to us.
Yeah.
Or,
Um,
give us the info on, because they have local pies there, I've
Mhm.
noticed. Yeah. And
On
they're
that,
good.
on
so I
this
buy
note,
them.
but not on this note, but I'm thinking about it because we're talking about promotion. Did you ever get any email back about the s'mores?
Nope, my email met the same unsavory end as your emails, I'm guessing, which is
Yep.
in somebody's
Do
trash.
you guys have any traction promoting?
Email
these?
straight to the shredder.
The only one that we really promote is the schools is the art in the park because it's all kids selling stuff.
Mhm.
So I can't remember if it's
How'd Gina do it?
Gina talks to someone. It's some I don't know if it's the art teacher or it's the art teacher or something.
Steve said you guys got one of the trick or trots or Sprint into Springs also promoted at the school somehow.
We used to just send home.
I think I'm not 100% sure.
Like
but
on a newsletter
I know
or
for sure the art
something.
one. We
Okay.
really try to get I told I was like tell the art teachers because you know, it was for the little kids, but I was like, you know, if you get the high school kids, you know, they could like earn some money for,
Oh, yeah.
if they were like, if there's like, they're a senior or junior and they're gonna go off to school and, you know, they need money for college books and stuff like that. So it's a good event
It
for
was
them to be
probably-
able to do that type of thing.
Might it be Janice Packard? That's
Gina would know better than me.
Yeah, Janice is the high school art teacher.
High school art teacher.
But
All right.
they also have a art, junior high teacher too.
Mhm.
We just,
We're really hoping, we're hoping, and this is just that came up in our previous meeting, was to really try to make a push with the school district for their newsletters or whatever, to have like Commissioner's Corner and have like, this is stuff that we are all doing, because we want them to be there.
Yeah, every
And
week.
like so many different commissions have so many different events that
Yeah.
are happening, and schools, that's like such a good place to promote it. So we had thought about like, if we can get in there, like if we could literally have just like a little corner of a newsletter that they have.
Yeah.
Where we could say like, hey, this is what's happening with the commissions around town.
So someone did have a good idea last time, which was to talk to Ryan Carpenter's
secretary.
sort of.
Well, I
That's not
said
the,
secretary.
it's not the quite the term.
Leanne,
The gal that does public,
PR.
Oh, Maggie Kelly.
Maggie Kelly, yes.
Did you-
Someone,
Did you email
I don't
her?
know her.
No,
don't
I
have
mean,
her
it was,
email.
I think.
I
might have- that might have been
emailed
on the
Henry's
list, but it was
principal and
holidays,
vice
like,
principal.
Nobody's gonna respond.
But yeah, if someone could,
So we're on, just so you know, we're on that path to try to push to get all of our stuff in there, because
the
Yeah.
kid stuff especially, I mean, maybe not
Kid
like
family
something that
stuff.
starts
Yeah.
at like 8 o'clock or something like that, but like
Yeah.
the December thing where it was like the last day of
But you wouldn't,
school,
'cause, like,
kick off
high
into
school
holiday break.
students-
No,
high
that's
school
true.
students who
That's
are
true.
into writing absolutely would come eat pie and write poetry if we could get them out there. If we could
Yeah,
be like,
that's true.
hey, come
That's
to this
true.
thing,
Uh,
grab some of your friends, and just like, we want to have that,
So in
trying to have a unified voice where all the commissions could be like, "This is the one."
doing stuff with the middle school on behalf of my kids, I feel like you need to find the person that composes the emails. Like Jenny Duran does it for the sports stuff. She's my neighbor for the high school. And then you need to show up in person.
And
Because
be like,
there's so, you
Well,
know what I
that's my
mean?
struggle. I'm like,
Can I
I'm
have
just
So
gonna- I
much
can't
going
show up
on
at
that
school.
like any email that's not related to the function of the school
Yeah,
on
it
behalf of the
just will get
staff, they're
blown
just
up.
like, whatever. we're
Yeah.
not- You know what I mean?
But I mean, I wrote an email to both of to some secretaries, because I know that's where all power lies in schools. And I
Right.
got responses about like, that's where I got emails for the drama teacher and the art teacher. And so it's on my, maybe after our planning meeting, I can form a more cohesive thought about it, just to reach out to
Mhm.
them and be like, hey, how can we get some information up to your kids?
I mean,
then
and
if you
that,
ask the secretaries and then the teachers, like, everyone's saying, go to these people up here, and I'm one of the people down here, and we are the people that make things happen. So
Right.
like, it's, I mean,
Well,
the PR people and the people up here are not.
I only
gonna-
say people up there because
Yeah.
they have an email that goes to every single parent's inbox.
But we might also
every
be able to
week.
like slip a pack of flyers to a teacher.
Totally,
and
absolutely,
hand
which
them
is-
to kids in person.
Yeah, which would
You
be
know, like,
awesome.
that might be more realistic.
Yeah, but
So-
it's parents that are getting younger kids
Yeah, like,
to
for the younger
events,
kids, for
you
sure.
know,
Yeah.
like Henry and Dottie don't have email
We need to
addresses.
text these kids.
And if you give them a piece of paper,
Put it
that
on
piece of
TikTok.
paper is gone by the time they get
Yeah.
home. But I mean, if we, I mean,
So I mean, that can be something.
best
we-
case scenario would be if we do it all.
Right.
We get physical. Oh,
we can
I
talk about that in our
actually,
Subcommittee action too, update each other on.
I did have something to say about the, and I just remembered it about the last month, the December thing. If we want to do flyering, I love doing that and I will happily take that on for any event, but I need those flyers. Like for the March 14th event, I need the flyers in February. Cause I had the flyers for 3 days. No, I got the flyers up 3 days before the event.
Right.
And I'm walking downtown and like half the places aren't open. It's like a Monday. And I'm like, well, I'll come back tomorrow. And I'm like, but the thing is Thursday,
I
you
think
know?
the next, that's part of why we spread our events out, so we can
Yeah.
promote them better. The only one that's a gap for is the one next week, and that's because it's holidays and you can put up flyers. Nobody cares about anything until January 1st, what's happening
Right.
in January.
Right.
How about putting
So-
some conference?
Well, yeah, I mean, that
They've put stuff in
is-
there for us before.
Yeah. But
something we'll-
it's just nice to have like, you know, walk through downtown and you see like all the windows have a thing in it and it kind of repeats in your mind, like, oh, it's a real thing, you know?
Well, that's, I mean, that's part of why we're only doing, that's what was a huge part of the problem with doing 12 events.
Oh, yeah.
because It was just the turnaround was insane.
So
None of
and
us signed up for that.
if you guys do want to make flyers to promote Paiku.
We will, and that will
you
get,
Bring them to the February meeting and hand them off to me,
yeah,
and I
we
will
will, we can ask
do that.
our designated flyer maker.
Well, and maybe
Pike's
ask
gonna
our,
be such
our
a fun-
poetry person. And
Yeah.
if our poetry person is not
I'm
excited about
100%
haiku,
there. I'm
you
so
got,
excited.
okay.
Yeah. I love it.
I mean, it's haiku,
Haiku.
it's not.
It's helping heal the wound of Art Estacada not being a thing. We'll be okay because of haiku.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to make sure that that's not a trademark.
Oh,
What about the
Good.
Estacada Quest?
that is a good thought. You're
We'll
right.
have to come up with that.
Festicada, we could change for,
Festicada.
Oh my gosh, for Christmas.
for the summer. event.
We already have flyers printed, Mike.
We got a banner already.
We already have a banner. That's why it's the last Saturday in July.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I-
So
don't
do you
have
want
any-
me to go to Harvest Market and see if they'll donate pies? This is a for sure thing. Okay, I'll do it this week or next week.
Right.
Twisting your arm,
Okay.
to go get pies at Harvest Market, huh?
I'm there getting pies anyway. Might as well see if I can get a few more.
That's all that is on our official agenda. If anyone has any community updates or arts.
I do
Opportunities?
have a community update because the Spiral Art Gallery show this week is the community show, which is my favoriteest show of the
That is-
year, even though I forgot to put my stuff in it this year.
I've forgotten for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's Friday, right? The 5th?
The first
Whatever
Friday.
the Friday is
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
Great.
Deb got new glasses.
I did.
And they're
Go with your
fabulous glasses.
I've been looking at them.
Really?
I'm wondering if
I
they're.
noticed
They're still a little slippy, so I think I'm gonna have them adjusted one more time, but yeah, I love them. Thank you.
I miss kind of wearing glasses. It's a nice accessory. I got my laser eyes done about
She's
5
too
years
cool
ago.
for school.
Well, it is nice.
Oh.
My first sunset, I cried. The first sunset I watched without my glasses.
So
Gavel.
anything else? We're good? Okay.
Practice pickup.
I am going to conclude our meeting at 7:41. Thank you, everyone.
Sorry, can I jump in real quick?
Undo.
Voice of God.
I know I said it in the
Okay.
beginning. I just want to thank all of you for all the hard work that you put in over the last year. It's amazing to see a group of people come together and just really accomplish what you guys have done. And Vincent, I just want to put a special thank you for applying for the city council spot. I was really pulling for you, and I hope to see your name on the ballot this coming up
Seriously.
election.
Yes.
Seriously.
Sweet.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Right on.
Thanks, Jerry.
What's that?
I'm gonna hopefully go on the traffic